What's up, everybody? It's your man, Big Man Forever, coming at you another video. It's the man, you bastards. So, we had a okay victory. I'm kind of a little pissed because I felt like we could have did a lot more on defense than we were supposed to, but we didn't. Strategize. It just seemed like we were just lost in the sauce, but we got it together in the thick of things with the Jalen Ramsey, hit to make Garrett Wilson drop the ball. Couple the fumble on special teams, a couple of sacks from Cam Hayward and T.J. Watt. That was good. Desmond Highsmith. That sack that kept them from getting that 2-point conversion. That was another one that kind of kept our momentum in there. Because there's a lot of times if the defense didn't show out when they try to go forward on two and let them do it, we'd be talking about a different ball game now. But like I said, neither here nor there. We won the game. It's a lot of stuff we need to work on. I took some things out to where I saw that I feel like we should work on, and I want to bring it to y'all and maybe bring up to your speed because there might be a lot of things that I noticed that y'all might not have noticed as fans, and I just want to bring it to the forefront. The first thing I want to talk about is the O-line troubles. It just seemed like a lot of times we weren't able to keep A-Rod protected. There was a lot of times where we felt like, A-Rod was just getting sacked and he wasn't being able to really progress the play and get time to really see the field and understand what was going on down the field. It was a play where I saw where Darnell Washington, or I think John Smith, was like open down the field, and he had a wide open pass, but he was so caught up in trying to like keep from getting sacked and trying to like keep the play. Sorry about that. My phone was notifying me. It was a play where he had the opportunity to get a wide open wide receiver, and he was too busy trying to make sure that he didn't get sacked, and he was trying to keep the play going, and he ended up getting sacked. It's not really that big of a deal, it was a couple sacks, like 3 or 4 sacks that really could have been prevented, but for the most part, when we had a chance to capitalize, we did capitalize on offense. I noticed that Aaron Rodgers is very slow as far as snapping the ball and trying to get the ball off in time. That was a couple of plays where he was just like in the huddle and it was like the clock was going down to double zeros. And I'm like, come on, A-Rod, like you got to snap the ball. We need you to snap the ball because we don't want to get a delay of the game. And one of the plays, he did get a delay of the game. Like he was trying to make it like sugarcoat, like, oh, I asked for the timeout. But it's like, bro, I see you sit there in the pocket for damn near 10 seconds and you're not snapping the ball. So it's kind of like you can't blame that on the ref if you're not being able to understand what time is going on the clock and seeing what time you have left to snap the ball. You have to get on that, my brother. The other things as far as like not being able. Now I'm gonna get to the defense. The defense not being able to get off the field on third downs. There was a lot of times where we really couldn't get pressure when we needed to on Justin Fields, and he was just being able to run. Breece Hall had a big game. I think he had 140, 150 something yards and like a touchdown or two. We got to stop that because we're going to be playing teams like Derrick Henry. We're going to be playing teams like the Packers later down the line with Josh Jacobs as a great running back. I'm pretty sure we're going to be playing teams like, Buffalo and those guys where you have James Cook and those guys doing big runs and stuff like that. So we have to really get better at our run defense. And then I know damn well we're going to be playing number 8 and number 22 and Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. We got to be able to stop the run because those guys, just like they did in the playoffs, they ran for almost 300 some yards against us. So we have to be very mindful of how to stop the run. This should be our main thing that we work on tomorrow at training camp. If they do, I don't know when they schedule it, but if they do, that's the first thing in the film room, and the first thing y'all should be working on as a defense is how to stop the run, how to understand how to neutralize the read option and the things as far as like running, because that opens up so many things when they're able to run the ball and they're able to have the quarterback run the ball and get sustainable drives getting out of it. That only opens up for play actions and other things like fakes and, other things down the field because you're so caught up in trying to be so run committed and you're not committing to stopping the run that you open up things, but other things for the offense to do. So that's just one major thing that I wanted to talk about. some other things as far as like positives. I liked how Aaron Rodgers was trying to get all the wide receivers, involved. He got Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin's really showed out today and really showed me that he's really somebody that can really fill the void of a George Pickens not being there anymore. Not saying that George Pickens wasn't valuable to us, because he was very valuable, but we're trying to see somebody that is other than just DK Metcalf and Geno Smith to be able to show out. He showed out today. Firemove did his thing. I like how, Aaron Rodgers implemented, Jalen Warren into the passing game. He tried to get Darnell Washington into the passing game. He tried to show so many different ways to how to get all the offense, into the loop of everything. He tried to open up the passing game for everybody. So where if the game was over with, no wide receiver, no wide out could say I didn't get the ball or I didn't feel like I got my enough share of catches. So all in all, I think he did a good thing as far as doing that. Down the stretch in the second half, I feel like the running game got a little bit better. Because the first half, our running game was terrible. Jalen Warren wasn't being able to get anything. I remember Kenneth Granswell, I hope I'm not saying his name wrong, was able to do something a little bit. But for the most part, like, our run game was just all non-existent, like to the point where it was like, damn, we're not going to be able to do anything on offense because Aaron Rodgers is going to be out there trying to run for his life, trying to get some passes out here because we're not getting any help on the running game. So, all in all, we need to work on that as far as like how to be able to get open for our running backs to get some more space so where they can get more yards, to open up things for Aaron Rodgers to start and really do things as far as in the passing game, because the run game is very vital to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've always been a running team, from the Deuce McAllister to the Willie Parkers to the Rashard Mendenhalls, the Jerome Bettises. We are a run-heavy team. James Conner, Najee Harris. Pittsburgh Steelers are a smash mouth, run down your throat type of team. Just like the Baltimore Ravens are, but they have a little bit more of depth where they can show that they can pass the ball and stuff like that. But for all in all, even when we had Ben Roethlisberger and we had, Antonio Brown and, Montavious Bryant, we still had, we still had Le'Veon Bell running and was a 1,000-yard rusher. So the running game to the Pittsburgh Steelers is very important, and we have to get back to that. No matter how we got to do it, if maybe we got to start rotating guys between Jalen Warren and Kenneth Granswell and some other people, we're going to have to figure something out because we had to get back to the running game. Aaron Rodgers, you did great today. I can't really say anything bad about you. You did your thing. You really exceeded the expectations of what I thought you was gonna do. You feel me? I like how you left the Jets fans tearful because you came down there when you really couldn't get a win for them. You came down there and got a win for us and really rubbed it in their face. But all in all, the Steelers did a great thing. Hopefully, it's week by week. Like I said, we're going to be doing this week by week. And we're going to be doing the necessarily things. And I feel like the necessarily as hopefully they work on the necessary things that they need to get what they got to get done as far as like winning to the winning ways and stuff like that. We're going to be winning. We're going to continue to win as long as we just keep working on these vital things that I pointed out. Now, that's it. That's all. To my Steelers fans, to all my fans that's watching my video, I want to say thank y'all for the support, all of the likes that y'all gonna put on this, all of the comments that you're gonna put on this. I love how y'all been showing me love on my Colorado videos and my Steeler video that I did earlier today. Check out my other stuff that I got coming out because I'm gonna be trying to drop content more and more and more for y'all to the point where y'all gonna get tired of me and my man, the street therapist, Dez. But all I gotta say is thank y'all. Go Steelers. We got a great win today. Be proud of yourselves, man. Steeler Nation, let's go.